Hello everyone, Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Orcs Must Die Unchained. Today we're going to be taking a look at some deck building, and we're going to build out a deck for this week's featured hero on the developer stream, which is Blackpaw. Let's take a quick look at Blackpaw's abilities before we get on over to the deck builder. We know Blackpaw's passive ability is that double jump, which allows him to leap forward. Pretty awesome gap closer, helping with escaping also. Primary weapon is a melee attack that damages enemies in front of Blackpaw. Secondary weapon is Blackpaw gnaws on a single target in melee range. If the target hits, Blackpaw recovers a little health. So that's Blackpaw's little mini heal. His primary ability is going to be 2 Spirit Gnolls, which the Spirit Gnolls are really the core of Blackpaw and really what makes him such a badass. The secondary ability is a buff that's going to temporarily increase the armor of all gnolls around Blackpaw, and that includes Spirit Gnolls. So definitely get used to hitting your Q and then E to make sure your Spirit Gnolls are good and buffed up once you bust them out. Then of course, Blackpaw is a mobile, high damage melee hero. Get in, hit the enemy hard, then get out. So let's go ahead and head on over to our deck builder and see if we can't build out something nice for Blackpaw. There's really going to be several options for building out a nice deck for Blackpaw, but as far as the minions are concerned, it's really going to be centered around getting as many gnolls out on the field as possible to take advantage of his secondary ability and getting those guys buffed up. So if we head on into our deck editor, we're going to create a new deck, and this one, of course, is going to be for Blackpaw. So let's take a look at what we can do. We've got 2 empty gear slots, 5 trap slots, and then 12 minion slots, which that leaves a lot to be offered. Let's take a look at the gear first. Of the potential gear available, there's a few different things that really stand out. First off, the teleportation ring is a really awesome addition to any loadout because that's going to allow you to get out of combat, get back to your rift, and get yourself healed up. A nice alternative for the teleportation ring, particularly with Blackpaw, would be the physical ward. So I'm going to go ahead and select the physical ward. That's going to create an area of effect around the user which boosts the physical armor of minions and players. So that's also a really nice escorting ability. Blackpaw, of course, really does his finest work on offense, although he is a strong defender as well. Let's go ahead and take that physical ward, and then there's nothing more irritating on a melee character than having one of those ranged guys get away. Now, Blackpaw, of course, has the double jump, which is a good gap closer, but it is not always going to get the job done for you. You're not going to be able to get those that last hit in for the kill of that hero that's at 5% running away from you at lightning speed. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Flame Bracers. The Flame Bracers, of course, are going to launch fireballs, and that's going to give Blackpaw a ranged attack to take down some of those guys that are on the run. The trap selection for Blackpaw can really be chosen whatever you prefer. As I mentioned before, I really like to use Blackpaw on offense, so I want to save up as much coin as I can to spend on the weavers, and I don't want to dump all of my coin into traps. I do want to get some traps up there and contribute to the team. However, I want to make sure I've got plenty of coin saved up to help out with those weavers. So I'm going to take some inexpensive traps for the most part. We've got the Naphtha Sprayer. Coats target with Naphtha. Debuff causes extra damage from fire. That's good in a setup if you're going to have fire along with the mix. Now, to help out with that, we're going to go with the Heated Floor Spikes. The Heated Floor Spikes are fire spikes, of course. They're going to damage enemies that come across them, need some time to reset. It's only got a coin cost of 500, so it's relatively low on that end. Now, we've got 3 more trap options available. Just in case the coin does build up, we could go ahead and take some Brimstone. Brimstone, of course, is going to work in conjunction with your other traps. Maybe a Fire Arrow wall. And then what do we want? Just do something inexpensive for the last one. How about just the tar? The tar is always helpful, or even a pounder would be nice. Let's go with the concussive pounder. Put a little stun in the mix as well. Now let's get on into the minions, which the minions are really going to be the part that's going to make Blackpaw shine. We've got 12 minion slots, so we've got lots of different options. Let's start off with our level 1 minions. And as you see, of all the options available, we only have one that has a null in the mix, and that's Who's the Boss. So we definitely want to take that along. Get a null out on the field right at the beginning with 0 leadership cost, and that is going to help give you a little more offensive power as you have a null tagging along with you that you can get buffed up. Now, I want to take 3 of each level, so the others we're just going to take just to kind of fill the gaps. We're going to bring the Roughnecks. The Roughnecks will provide some nice leadership as they're coming out. And what else do we want? How about the crossbow to a sword fight, which is a good mix. It's got a crossbowman, and it's got some melee minions in the mix. And that should get me for the level 1 minions. Let's go ahead and take a look at level 2. Level 2, the one that stands out the most is He's It. You get 3 nulls that come out, and a medium orc to boot. So that's going to be another nice little mob to start escorting up. And what else do we want to take for level 2s? I guess we can take let's get some sappers in the mix. So we'll take the boom boom boom. And I think that's probably all I'm really interested in here for the most part. But let's get the sextuplet of soldiers as well, which can help you boost your leadership as you got quite a few guys that are going to be rolling out on you. Now for level 3, we don't have any nulls in the mix, do we, on level 3? Does not appear so. So let's just go ahead and take whatever I think really will be a strong addition. At this point at level 3, it would be nice to get some meat out on the field and get a larger mob out there. The runners could be a factor as well. They're going to get destroyed right away. But by the time you get to level 3, there's a chance that the paladin on the opposing team may be down for that lane, at least one of them. So let's go ahead and take the so fast yet so slow. It's going to give us a nice mix. We're going to get a big ogre out there. Plus we're going to have some runners, and that will help push the gates just a touch. Now let's go ahead and also add. Let's add the 8 wasn't enough, just to kind of flood the field a little bit with minions. Get a lot of baddies out there helping us out. And then maybe the Dwarven Bodyguards, which is it's a Gold Skull card, which is going to bring a little bit of versatility into the mix. And now let's take a look at the level 4 minions. The level 4 minions, of course, are the big badasses. And we've got a few different options to take. Several of them look nice. One of them that stands out right away is the Giveth and Taketh Away. We get 3 nulls, plus we get 3 healers. That's pretty awesome. So we're definitely going to pop that one in. Tank, Infantry, and Artillery. That's going to give us a bit of meat. It's going to give us some little guys to run up and set traps off. Plus we're going to have 2 nulls in the mix that we can buff up. Let's go ahead and take that. And then, no loadout is complete without some range that can really put on the damage from afar. So we're going to go ahead and take the Mage plus 8 as well. So that's a nice, well-rounded group of minions. We've got lots of nulls in the mix. So we'll have plenty of nulls on the field to get buffed up. And now all we have left is we have Weaver slots and our glyph slots. So let's go ahead and take a look at the glyphs. The glyphs, really, there's many opportunities. None of them are bad. Any of them are just awesome. We're going to go with the glyph of healing. And then what else do we want? Let's go with a little fire resist as well. Or you know what? Instead, let's go with the glyph of health. Let's get a little additional health going out there. And that's just going to leave us down to our weavers. Now, once again, with the weavers, it's going to be more based off of your particular playstyle. I like to play Blackpaw on offense, so I'm definitely going to be taking the offense weaver. Let's go ahead and we'll just add in the support weaver and the defense weaver, just in case, you know, there's a need to bring Blackpaw back on defense, or to support the team and get those resurrections coming a little bit quicker, the respawns, and help out with some of our trap strength. So that's a nice, well-rounded build for Blackpaw. We're heavy on the fire with the traps, so of course we're hoping that our opponents don't lay down a fire glyph. But this should really get it done. Having that offense weaver in is going to give Blackpaw the ability to really pack a punch, plus the defense and support as needed in each particular match. So I'm going to go ahead and save this deck, and that is going to be my Blackpaw deck. So thanks again for watching. Next week I'll swing in and do another deck build on whoever the featured hero of the week is. Thanks again. See you soon.